Hi, and welcome to Relationship Stories Reloaded. Am I the asshole for causing drama during an important football game? Last weekend I, F27, ended feeling a wee bit poorly with what turned out to be appendicitis. We were away for the WE with my partner, M39, so I had surgery at a hospital 3 to 4 hours away from home. I had a small complication during surgery, so I had to stay until Wednesday, yesterday. My partner returned work on Monday, but he came back to pick me up. The timing was a bad because there was an important football game yesterday and it was really important for my partner to watch it. I am not English, so I don't quite get the importance, but it's a big deal for him and so important, I wanted to make sure he'd see the game. I suggested booking a room near the hospital so we wouldn't miss it due to the drive, but he wanted to see the game at a friend's place. He said he'd make it. While we were waiting to get me discharged, he was getting agitated because it was taking a long time. He had to wait outside, so he was in his car the whole time because of restrictions at the hospital. After a couple of hours, he sent me a text that he had to leave or he'd miss the game. I begged him to not leave and reminded I could book a hotel. But he left without me, and luckily made it on time to see the start of the game. He said he'd come pick me up today, instead. The hospital wouldn't let me stay another night or leave alone. Luckily, one of my friends came to get me in the end. She didn't get to the hospital until late and we got back to London around 2 a.m. The whole time I was trying to call and text my partner, but he only said we could talk about it today. The whole evening I was texting and calling my partner, ever since the moment he left me at the hospital. He only sent me one WhatsApp back that said he'd pick me up later but wanted to see the game. When I got home in the night, he was so angry at me. He said I was the most selfish asshole for constantly ringing and texting him during the game and that I ruined the game for him and embarrassed him in front of his friends. He said he cannot even look at me and that I bring so much drama with me, it's humiliating to him. I feel a complete loss. I think I might be the asshole for not understanding the cultural significance of football and asking my BF to do a completely unreasonable drive to pick me up. But on the other hand, we could have watched the game in a hotel room and I wouldn't have been left alone in a hospital in another country. Am I the asshole? Now, let's see some of the top comments. Get out of this relationship now. You are not the asshole. Your partner, however, is a world-class giant asshole. He put a game over you. A game. He wasn't playing in it. He wanted to watch other people play a game, leaving you stranded at hospital, and then he had the audacity to be mad at you for interrupting his watching a game. Dump him now. You mean nothing to him and he has proven that. You don't have a partner, you have a monster. I totally agree, and I am English. Yes, it's coming home and it's an amazing achievement for our country, but I would never abandon my partner at the hospital just so as not to miss the first minutes of the game. He could have listened to the radio whilst driving you home until he could join his friends. He is unbelievable selfish. You cannot depend upon him when you need him, so he is definitely not a partner, not partnership material. What's crazy to me is that he didn't try to work around it. Myso would never do this, but if he did, we would plan something ahead of time to make sure he could go to his friends and that I was picked up and taken care of, like my sister getting me and having a sister day. That said, he'd still be blowing my phone up checking on me. I get that some can be quick to jump to dump him. But this is a major red flag and Op should really think about how she feels about her rank in his life. There's only a few things I would expect Myso to place above me, and football is certainly not one of them. Yes, Op, please think about this. 1. He abandoned you in another town with no way home, that he knew of when he chose to just leave. 2. He told you a game is more important than you are. 3. He told you his friends are more important than you are. 4. He told you his pleasure is more important than your needs or feelings. 5. He is angry at you for being upset about 1 to 4. 6. He has convinced you that 1 to 5, his anger at being called out, are your fault, taking no responsibility for his selfish choices and bad behaviors. Please leave him, and get therapy to help you relearn that you are important too. Good luck. Hope you are enjoying the video. Please don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of our videos anytime we upload. Now, let's move on to our second story. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that if she wants to bed share, she needs to sleep in the kids' beds? My wife and I have been together for 6 years. She has a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old. When we first got together, they were both still in her bed. They were both relatively small and I worked nights. It was never an issue. Last year I suffered a work injury and now have to sleep on a memory foam mattress. I assumed by now both kids would have grown out of co-sleeping, but obviously haven't. I can't comfortably sleep in a bed with two kids, especially because my stepson, 9, is a little ninja. He is constantly kicking during the night. They will occasionally sleep in their own beds, but very rarely. My stepdaughter is a little better, but stepson will have meltdowns if we try and send him to his own bed. My wife doesn't believe we should force them out, which I understand, but I can't keep sleeping on the couch when they're in the bed. A couple days ago I blew up over it. My back's killing, I'm tired. I essentially told her to take the kids and sleep in one of their beds. I need the comfortable mattress for my back. We never really got to discuss it because stepson got upset and started crying. That night she took the kids to her parents for the night, and back at home she explained that they wouldn't all fit in one of the kids' beds. She agreed that I could have the big bed, but is ordering a memory foam mattress for our son's bed so I can sleep there comfortably. I don't want to sleep in a kid's bed. I want my bed, and I'd like to actually spend a night with my wife. Her parents are on her and the kids' side, obviously, but I still don't think I should have to give my bed up for them, in the nicest way possible. I paid for it. The issue is getting worse, and my in-laws are now calling me abusive for trying to take their comforts. So, am I the asshole? Now, let's see some of the top comments. Not the asshole. I also think it's problematic for your wife to expect you to sleep, night after night, with a teenage stepdaughter. That aside, kicking you out of your own bed so she can sleep with a teen and a tween is a strange dependency on her part. Is she planning on moving into their dorm rooms or going on their honeymoons in the future? Just know. Time to grow the kids up and have an adult relationship with her husband. Exactly this. I had trouble sleeping alone when I was a kid, probably older than normal. My mom would lay with me in my bed until I fell asleep and then she'd leave. If I'd wake up in the night, I'd occasionally crawl into bed with my parents until I was around 9/10. But there was no way in hell either of my parents would let me sleep with them every single night. That's insane. And to kick up out of his own bed. I'd legitimately consider ending the relationship if I were him. After I read that it's pretty clear the wife married up for what he could do for her and not anything mutual. The compromise of her sleeping in the kids' beds was a good one if she just can't let go/parent her youngest. Hell, she could even instead ordered a bigger bed frame and mattress for her and her son to share in his room instead. Okay, I had the same problem when I was a child except my mom would let me sleep with her and my dad. This has wrecked their relationship, not just that but in various things, and also 20 years later, I still have problem to sleep which I would not have if one of my parents stood on his/her ground for 1 month to teach me how to sleep alone. It's time to impose yourself for the sanity of these children. This so hard. The mom is spoiling the kids, and setting them up for problems. It sounds like the stepdaughter can manage. But if a 9-year-old is having a meltdown over not being able to sleep alone, that's already a problem. By this point, a 9-year-old should be emotionally secure enough to sleep alone. And the mom robbing him of that development by coddling him is hurting more than helping. Also, the fact that she's getting a second bed for the husband, instead of the kid, is a red flag. I kinda wonder if the mom has her own issues she has to deal with. Especially if the in-laws are supporting her over this. Now, let's move to our last story of today. Am I the asshole for talking about my aunt's watermelon ass? My son and his friend put up a tire swing in the yard for my grandchild. I posted a picture of me swinging in it on Facebook. My aunt, dad's sister, commented on it saying I hate skinny people. I'm not one for Facebook drama, so instead of commenting back I called her. I basically said that I don't talk about her watermelon ass so she shouldn't be talking about my weight. Now, all my aunts, 5 of them, are mad at me because apparently skinny people can't be body shamed, and that I should have told her first that I don't like those comments instead of straight out calling her out on her watermelon ass like I did. I don't think I'm the asshole because it's not like I told her that I'm skinny because my sisters and I have always exercised more, so we didn't inherit the family watermelon ass, but skinny is also something I didn't have to really work for. It's just how I am. I feel like what people are overlooking here is the intent behind some of these comments. To be clear, I think the aunt is an and I don't agree with those sort of comments at all. I was underweight for a while and got a lot of shit for it and it sucked. But I feel like there's a difference between what they said to each other. Like I hear a lot of people say I hate skinny people, meaning I wish I could do that/look like that. I kind of hate you lol. Again, I don't condone it. People should just stop talking about each other's bodies seriously, WTF. But when Op said your watermelon acid obviously didn't have that connotation at all, and she even said that she avoided it because she works out, which is pretty judgmental. The big difference between the two insults is your body sucks, I wish I had it, and your body sucks, gross, which is, I assume, why the aunt was surprised. ESH for sure. I agree that it's not an appropriate thing to say, and perhaps the aunt meant it as an insult from the beginning, though if she had, it was weird phrasing. Personally, I have heard many women say exactly I hate skinny people and mean I am jealous. In fact, many of them, especially older women, even seem to think they're paying a compliment. Either way, the correct response was that hurt my feelings, why would you say that? And not well, here are some specific things about your body that I think are unattractive and reasons why I am superior for avoiding those features. Hope you enjoyed our video. Please let us know your opinions by commenting on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in our next video.